Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in again for the latest COVID-19 update. We are in the middle of a statewide surge in COVID-19, and Massachusetts is now identified nationally as a hotspot. As of yesterday, we had 38 positive cases in Newburyport. One resident has passed away from complications of COVID-19. We offer our deepest condolences to the family and the loved ones of this individual. As a reminder, last week the Newburyport Board of Health ordered the following guidelines surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic. Gatherings in all public places, but not limited to parks, public buildings, and walkways, are hereby restricted. Gatherings include physical and interactive sports that may spread the COVID-19 virus from sweat, droplets, and physical contact from an individual. Individual passive recreation activities such as walking, jogging, and biking are exempt from this provision. All individuals must practice social distancing of 6 feet and not gather in one setting. All members of the public entering any essential business defined by Governor Baker's COVID-19 executive orders, including but not limited to grocery stores, pharmacies, banks, liquor stores, and convenience stores, must wear a facial covering, such as a fabric mask, scarf, or bandana, over his or her mouth and nose. All employees of essential businesses open to the public shall wear a facial covering over their mouth and nose during all hours of operation. Delivery personnel shall also wear a facial covering over their nose and mouth when delivering food or goods to customers, if there is a person-to-person exchange. There is a moratorium on eviction enforcement. No landlord and or owner shall enforce an eviction upon a resident of Newburyport, residential or commercial, during this public health crisis. And lastly, social distancing of 6 feet or more shall be practiced at all times. Our playgrounds remain closed. Parks are open for passive recreation only, such as walking, hiking, biking, or jogging. It is imperative that people also maintain social distancing and not congregate when on the boardwalk or the rail trail. Most people in Newburyport are making good decisions and working thoughtfully to comply, so thank you. Please continue to stay physically away from other people. Wear a face covering when you go shopping and to pick up a takeout order. This is an enforceable order at stores, restaurants, and essential businesses open to the public. Unfortunately, even with the closure of the Plum Island parking lot, we are still experiencing a massive influx of visitors to the island that are illegally parking, causing traffic issues, and climbing over fragile dunes despite the signage. We held a remote meeting with the town administrator and police chief of Newbury and formalized a plan with greater restrictions and stronger enforcement. There will be no parking allowed on any public street on Plum Island. I repeat, there will be no parking allowed on any public street on Plum Island, and this will be strictly enforced with ticketing and towing. Please do not drive out to Plum Island. And if you do not live on Plum Island and try to park on a street, you will be ticketed and towed. This week, the Parker River Wildlife Parking Lot was also closed to the public. I was hoping we would not have to resort to this, But during this surge, we need to diminish crowd gatherings and ensure all our social distancing in public places, including our beaches, and to protect the residents of Plum Island. On Tuesday, the governor announced the closure of all public and private schools through the end of the school year and the closure of all non-emergency daycare programs until the end of June. It's an important step to reduce the effects of the coronavirus, an important public health decision. But it's still very difficult for our students and families. Our superintendent and his team at the school department are working hard, moving to phase 3 of remote learning, creating power standards. The high school and middle school presented the status of their remote learning to the school committee and public at Tuesday night's meeting. Principal Wolf, teachers, and students are looking at plans for innovative alternatives to the traditional year-end activities. Additionally, ongoing food service and grab-and-go meals continue to be distributed on Thursdays from 10 to noon at Knockmollen. My deepest thanks to Pam Keeley and staff for the amazing work they are doing in feeding our families. I would also like to express my sincerest thank you to all the teachers and educational staff for all your work during these difficult times, and to our students and their families for adjusting to remote learning in such disruptive times. You have all demonstrated such strength and resiliency. We will get through this. We continue to monitor changes and delays in our waste program due to the length of time this virus survives on surfaces. Please continue to abide by the rules and refer to our trash and recycling department website for more information and updates. As of now, our yard waste facility is scheduled to open early next month, and we will consider reopening the recycling facility soon after. Please stop illegally dumping on Colby Farm Lane. I know people have been completing yard work, and as we are confined to our homes, but please wait a few more weeks before you can safely bring your yard waste. We are all doing our part to keep our households clean and sterilized, but please do not flush disinfectant wipes down the toilet. Flushing wipes, paper towels, and similar products down the toilet will clog sewers, cause backup in your homes as well as your neighbors, and lead to sanitary sewer overflows, creating an additional public health risk during this pandemic. The DPS has already responded to 4 backups of our sewer system in residential sections of our city, causing major clogs in our pump stations and sewer pipes. Please throw these products in the trash. And remember, there is no such thing as a flushable wipe. This is a very, very serious issue, and we greatly appreciate your help here. All of our local businesses are affected by this pandemic, and many are struggling to survive. I have convened an economic recovery and revitalization task force to create strategies and policies to support our local businesses through the pandemic. The task force includes representatives from my office, the Department of Planning and Development, the City Council, and the Chamber of Commerce. The task force's first action is to reach out to all businesses through an online survey to better understand their individual situations. That survey will be released shortly. We look forward to the day when our economy fully opens, and the task force will work with key sectors, personal services and salons, restaurants, retail, small businesses, nonprofits, and the arts to develop protocols for reopening our economy. We are starting the preparation for a carefully planned and safe process for reopening our city. For now, however, we need to remain focused on getting through this surge. Even in these uncertain economic times, our businesses are stepping up and helping those in need, donating food, meals, and supplies. Thank you for your generosity and for supporting our community. Our food supply for our local pantries is strained, and they cannot accept food donations from private homes because of the coronavirus. If you are able to make a donation to our neighbor's table or Pettingill House, it would be greatly appreciated. A cash or gift cards would be wonderful. We are preparing for next year's city budget that begins on July 1st with great financial uncertainty. We have been informed the state budget will be delayed by months. We are waiting for more information and clarity and expect significant cuts in state aid and decreases in local revenues. This will be a vastly different budgeting process than we have ever before experienced. My staff and I will be navigating through it the best way to ensure basic delivery of services and administration of local government continues to be funded as efficiently as possible, working collaboratively with the City Council. I will also be working closely with Superintendent Gallagher on the school budget for the next year. Over the past 10 years, we have worked diligently to make steady gains in our schools' operating budget. We may be in a challenging situation, and we anticipate the possibility of lost funding. However, we will not compromise the quality of our educational system here in Newburyport. Again, we will get through this. And as I have repeatedly stated, remember, if you or a family member is sick or not feeling well and may be exhibiting the main symptoms of COVID-19, fever, cough, and shortness of breath, please call your healthcare provider for direction. Do not go to Anna Jake's or Urgent Care Center or your PCP without first calling. You do not want to potentially infect the site and waste PPEs, the critical protective equipment for our health workers. And again, thank you to all our volunteers who have worked to raise funds, provide supplies, and food for Anna Jake's Hospital. We continue to monitor the crisis daily with guidance from the state. We have an active line of communication with the executive office and are in constant contact with the governor, lieutenant governor, and state agencies. As we take direction and coordinate with the state, we will make the best possible decisions, always keeping in mind the health, safety, and well-being of the citizens of Newburyport. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, many residents find themselves looking for help for the first time. The Newburyport Connected webpage on the city website is a resource for residents to find the help they need, and we have a dedicated staff available to guide you. In addition, residents and businesses who are looking for help can sign up to be connected to others. We may have to stay apart and be socially distant, but we need to remain connected as a community during these difficult times. In closing, the announcement of our schools closing is yet another significant event that has dramatically reshaped the lives for so many. Our daily chores, work, rituals, and just the normal things we were so accustomed to have changed in so many ways. Yet, while schools and businesses remain closed and we focus on getting through this surge, people must be vigilant. Please stay home, and if you need to go out for essentials, you must wear a mask or face covering. I know We are all missing our loved ones, but this is not the time to let our guard down. This pandemic is very real. What happened in Italy, Washington, and New York City is staggering and seems unimaginable, but this is the full impact of this hidden and deadly virus. Massachusetts is the latest national hotspot. The numbers of cases in Essex County is high, but to date we have kept our case numbers low, which means we are saving lives. We are not out of this yet, and as the weather improves, it is more important than ever that each and every one of us complies with wearing a mask, face covering, and practices social distancing. So please keep checking in with family, friends, and your neighbors. And remember to look at our resources and updates on the city website, cityofnewburyport.com. Please stay strong, be well, stay healthy. Thank you.